Hi everyone, it's been a while. Hope you're all doing well. This is like probably the 10th time I've recorded this, so let's cross our fingers and hope it goes well. Anyways, this is gonna be a kind of longish video, so I'll try to go through everything as quickly as possible. First, I'd like to thank you for watching. I really appreciate your support and the positive comments. I'm glad I'm able to share my passion with those of you who are interested in Fude. Also, I started an Instagram account recently under the same name, just without the spaces in between, so check it out if you love Fude. Now for some info about the haul. I placed an order with Fude Japan in November and received it around Thanksgiving. Fude Japan is a personal shopper based in Tokyo. He's a great guy who likes to help other people buy Fude and cosmetics, especially Fude. If you want something that's limited edition in Japan, he'll most likely be able to get it for you if it's for sale during that time frame. He offers free EMS shipping for brush-only orders of 50,000 yen and over. He didn't used to do that and I think it's a great incentive to order from him if you only want brushes in an order. Before, I had to pay 2,000 yen for shipping regardless of the cost and what I was purchasing. I'll include his Instagram and his website down below in the description box if you're interested in checking him out. The order consists of 2 Hakuhodo limited edition sets and a Fude Japan eyeshadow brush. So set 1 is here, set 2 is here, and Fude Japan eyeshadow brushes in the black on the left right here. The Hakuhodo sets you can no longer purchase, but you can still purchase them individually with the regular or champagne handles through Hakuhodo USA or Fude Japan. I just wanted to review the brushes individually in this video. I got really sick in November and December, which is why you're seeing this video now. And I'll go over the Fude Japan L on the left right here first. I'm gonna have to move things around so you can see it properly. Okay, let me focus. And the lighting's gonna go in and out because it's nighttime. It's really hard to get good lighting at night, but yeah, let's just try to work with this. Anyways, this is the dupe for the Suku L and the Hakuhodo KK3. It's made out of gray squirrel. And here's the handle, by the way. You can see his logo, Fude Japan, in block letters, and you can get your name engraved on the back as well, either in this same font or cursive. I personally chose cursive because I like that more. It's a lot prettier to me. And yeah, so it is a pretty flat and dense brush that has a narrow ferrule and like a narrow ferrule opening with a wide head on top. So it flares out more, like the top of the head is a lot wider than the ferrule itself. And here's the side profile. It performs really well for eyeshadow laydown and when used on the tips with very pigmented shadow for the crease. So if you go like this, it's pretty flexible. And if you use it perpendicularly on your crease with like a, I don't know, like a ColourPop or a Vise Art shadow, it performs really well. And it's softer than the Hakuhodo Gray Squirrel eyeshadow brush that shares the same head as the BP29. I got this, I think I got it like last month. I think it's still on sale, so I'll link it below. It's like one of their special value brushes. So it has the exact same head as the BP29. It just has like a all black ferrule and handle instead of the BP series one. And they're not the same exact brush by any means, but I just wanted to compare them because they're both made out of gray squirrel and they're both flat shader brushes. The Hakuhodo one on the right is stiffer because the hairs are shorter and it's also extremely dense, if you see on the side profile right here. So the Hakuhodo one, it's hard to tell, but it has the black handle portion of it has like tiny little green sparkles and it's gorgeous. Like in person it is beautiful. Anyways, I can see why everyone loves Suku brushes now. Like the Fude Japan L is incredibly soft and feels luxurious. I really, really like this brush. I highly recommend it. It was 4,000 yen before tax. So, okay, let me move on to the Harmony Set now. The Harmony Set is the pink one I'm putting back right here. Okay. Let me zoom properly. Okay, so these have pink handles with rose gold ferrules and lettering. The lettering is actually really hard to see because it's rose gold on pink. And most of the Japanese sets have short medium length handles. This is short medium length. I actually passed on the Nagoya Rose set with all undyed Saikoho a couple years ago and regretted it. So I picked this one up when it came out recently. The hair is made out of blue squirrel and goat. And the hair mixture gives a softer finish than pure goat brushes. It works nicely for building up pigment and gives a soft finish. The hairs are really soft and suitable for sensitive skin, unless you like, I don't know, you try to poke, you like pat and jab your skin with the brushes, then obviously it's not going to be that soft, but I'll go into detail about that a little bit later. Okay, so I'm going to start with the B509 on the left right here, and I'm going to have to move it out again. So this is a round powder brush. That's the same hair length and thickness as the J104 that I love so much. I'm going to take it out and show you. So they share the same exact hair length and thickness. It feels more airy than the J104 due to the squirrel hair. And it's a nice brush. It does what it's supposed to do. So I'm going to show you just like flexibility and like the density. It's more airy than the J104. The J104 seems to have more hair because goat hair is thicker than squirrel hair. So if I go like this versus like this, yeah, it definitely feels more airy, the B509. And so I thought I would love this brush, but I still like the J104 more due to the density of it. I just like denser brushes in general, and you know, everyone's different. So if you like airier brushes, then definitely go for the B509. It's also, I think, it's hard to say. They're about the same softness, but like, just because it has squirrel hair in it, it might be a little bit softer. I don't know. They kind of feel the same to me. All right, so next we have the B505. I originally had this in the discontinued dyed version, but ended up selling it. This is a round, flat shape, like 75% of the moon. I don't know what else to compare this with, like an Oreo or something. Yeah, maybe an Oreo. It's this is the so the new salt and pepper version, which is this one, is still extremely dense. So both the old dyed one and this one are still like, they're both very, very dense. And I tried it for blush, contour, and powder, and I think it works best for powder. I'm just gonna show you how dense it is. Like, that's like all the hair right there. And the profile view is like right here. When I apply blush, the concentration of the product hits too low of where I typically apply my blush, and it's actually hard to blend out. So for example, if you can see the gradation of the hair start about here. It's pretty low. And I'm like, let's say like the back of my hand is a blush. So I go like this to pick up product. And then it ends up picking up product like mostly concentrated on the bottom portion. And then I go and apply my blush, right? And it's just like too low for me. I tried sweeping and patting with it, and I didn't like the results either. It's kind of difficult to explain, but it's basically not my favorite brush. A friend loves it for blush and contour. She calls it a cotton puff, and she really loves it. So yeah, it just really goes to show that, you know, just because I don't like something, please don't let it discourage you. Everyone has different preferences, and if you think this is a really cute brush, or if you think you would like this brush, then yeah, go ahead and try it out. I just give like honest reviews, so that's what I do. Anyways, Okay, I'm not done actually. Okay. For contour, the shape of this brush doesn't work for me because, because it's like so rounded on the top right here. Like I prefer a more angled flat edged brush like the G503 for that. So it just doesn't really work for contour. And for setting powder, I actually like it the best. I apply it like this. I just sweep it on and it applies smoothly and evenly, even in spots that are hard to reach, like the corners of the bottom of the nose area. I have a powder that leaves a white cast, and the 505 right here applies it flawlessly, while the B509 left some splotchy areas. So this one right here left some splotchy areas. All right, on to the next brush. This is the, let me zoom. This is the F6440, and it's a very interesting shape. It's a rounded fan. Normally you see like fans that are more flared out and squarish. This is just like completely round, and I think it's really cute. I actually love the shape and didn't know until I tried this set that I would like it so much. Typically fans are too wide for my liking to apply cheek highlight like precisely, so this is better for a more precise application. And performance wise, okay, sorry, I forgot to show you the side. Here's the side, and it's actually quite dense for a fan, and I like that as well. And then I'll just show you, like, go like this, or you can use it like this. Yeah, so for performance wise, it's okay. It's really soft, and the squirrel mix doesn't help much in terms of picking up highlight. It leaves more shimmer and glitter particles on my face than pigment, but I still like it because it's cute. Like, this set has two cute brushes that I really like, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, these two. Okay, so let me move on to the purple set right here, and then I think we'll finally be done. Oh, actually, sorry, I had one more Hakuhodo eyeshadow brush from the pink set. This is the G5522, and I've been intrigued by this brush ever since I saw it at the store, but after the gold version, which is the J5522, after that disappointed me, I was afraid to try this. I also had the old one, that like the old G5522 that was dyed, and I didn't like it either, so I was hesitant on trying this. But I'm really glad I got to try it in the set because I love it. While the okay, I'm gonna refer to the goat version as the J, and this one as G, okay? Because I don't want to keep saying it over and over. So while the J is tapered, it's more rounded compared to the G, which is very tapered thanks to the hair mixture. I've noticed the undyed goat and squirrel mixes have better, skinnier, tapered shapes than all their goat and squirrel counterparts, such as the J103 compared to the G103. Like, the G103 is a lot sharper and more tapered. I have a photo of it on my Instagram if you want to see how that one looks like. It's not available on the website right now. So this size is relatively large for my eyes, and I use it for eyeshadow laydown and applying primer, or after applying primer. So yeah, like after I apply primer, just use this for all over eyeshadow laydown, and it's got quite a bit of spring to it, which I also really like. If this will focus, yeah. I imagine it would work very nicely for blending and crease application for people with large eyes. So I highly recommend this brush, and now I know why no one has said anything bad about it. I'm just kicking myself like over and over again for not trying it sooner, but I'm really glad I was able to get it with like this really pretty handle ferrule combo. Okay, last is the Mitsukoshi purple set. I fell in love with the long purple sparkly handles, and it has some brushes I've been wanting to try for a while, so I thought, why not? And yeah, like it's actually the first time I've seen the handle color and length combination, so I had to have it, even though Hakuhodo Squirrel isn't my top pick when compared to Chikuhodo and Koido. Like, this once again, it's personal preference. Like, there's not a really big difference between Hakuhodo, Koido, and Hakuhodo, Chikuhodo, and Koido hair, like gray squirrel hair quality. Like, I just think that Chikuhodo and Koido's gray squirrel hairs are softer. These are still very soft brushes, don't get me wrong. Okay, let me go with the B002 on the left right here. So I'm gonna pick this up, and this brush has been on my radar for a few years, and I passed on buying it in Japan 2 years ago because I thought it would be really similar to the Shiseido powder brush. And this is, okay, so this is also made out of blue squirrel hair. And yeah, so I'll pull out the, where is it? The Shiseido powder brush is right here. So they essentially do the same thing. It applies finishing powder evenly. Like, I can't complain. They're both very nice brushes. The B002 on the left. Okay, sorry. Somehow my lighting is, let me move these out of the way. Okay, yeah, so it's denser. So here is the profile view. And it doesn't feel as soft as the Airy Shiseido powder brush on the left right here. Basically the airier the brush, the softer it'll feel. And let me see if I can show you the, oops, train. Okay, yeah, here's the density. And then the Shiseido one is like not that dense. It's also more floppy. You can see that, yeah. So, and then the shape of the B002, it's also in the K line, so it's also K002. The B002 is more of a rectangular paddle, while the Shiseido is a flared out square. I've kept the Shiseido in a brush guard for the longest time, so it's not that flared out anymore, but it is pretty flared out when I use it more. Actually, the B02 is kind of flared out too, huh? Okay. I also have another B002. Let's see. So here's like one that I got recently with the champagne handle. It's from 2015 actually, and the shape is more similar to the Shiseido but denser and a lot fluffier. So, okay, the old one is on the right and the new one is on the left. They're pretty different shapes. And once again, there's always going to be like bundling discrepancies for even the same brush number. Here's the side. So if you go like this, it's like, and then I'll compare it with the Shiseido brush. It flares out even more actually, yeah. And okay, so I think overall, I think the purple one is just okay. It's not amazing compared to my other favorite gray squirrel brushes, but I bought it for the handle, so that's okay. Like, I'll live with it. I really like, sometimes I really just like buying brushes because they have nice handles and they look nice, but maybe that's just me. All right, so I'm gonna move these out of the way now. Next, we have the S111, and I've come to appreciate flat shapes over time. Like, there are so many flat shapes in Japanese Fude brands that you kind of can't avoid them. I'm typically not a fan of flat shapes, but yeah. This is made out of blue squirrel hair as well. And I thought this would be a nice blush brush. Like, I thought it would be similar to the Koido BP18 but smaller. And here's the BP18 right here on the right. Okay, I need to move these out. So here's Hakuhodo on the left, BP18 on the right. And I think the BP18 is actually like, the hairs are longer and it looks a little larger. It has a smaller taper at the top too for the Hakuhodo version. And it's quite dense. You can see. And applies blush fine, but it doesn't have the same smooth movement across the face as the BP18. Like, it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's just not, it just doesn't feel as smooth across my face as the Koyudo one. So this one feels, it moves across my face better. So since it's denser than the Koyudo, there's less flexibility when you apply it in a sweeping motion. And I actually prefer the Koyudo since it feels softer due to being more airy and sweeps across my face in a more caressing way. And all right, let's go on to the next one, which is the G5521. This one. And, all right. I own the old dyed discontinued G5521, which is made out of blue squirrel and goat. So I'm going to pull that out right here. Oh, here it is on the right here. This one on the left is, I think it's like, I'm pretty sure it's made out of gray squirrel completely, but then on Fude Japan's Instagram, he wrote that it's made out of gray squirrel and goat, which I don't, or gray squirrel and horse, my bad. It doesn't feel like there's any horse in it at all. It's less dense and fluffy than the discontinued one on the right. The discontinued one is made out of goat and squirrel. So the Wayne Goss 2, which I forgot to take out, sorry, is similar in softness, but I think Wayne Goss has goat, like the Wayne Goss 2 has goat mixed into it and is more similar to the old G5521. Okay, and so the purple one in my set has essentially no give when you push it down. It's extremely flexible, like you see that. And it's marketed as a highlight brush. And brushes made out of squirrel or mostly squirrel hair are not my favorite for highlight. They tend to pick up the sparkles and the glitter, but not the pigment itself, just like the fan I was talking about earlier, like because there's squirrel hair in it, it just picks up mostly sparkles and glitter. And so when you go to apply it on your face, it's just specks of glitter. And what this brush is amazing for, just like the Wayne Goss 2, is for setting under eye concealer. I really love these types of tapered, round, fluffy brushes, or it's not that fluffy, but round tapered brushes for setting my under eye area. It's really soft and it just sweeps across my under eye really well. All right, so two more. The F8431, this little nub right here, is from the Ogi Tsubomi line. Ogi means folding fan, and Tsubomi means flower bud in Japanese. So it's made out of blue squirrel, and it's labeled for eyeshadow, but it's quite thin. If you can see on the side, it's really, really thin. So I was trying to figure out what to use it for. And for eyeshadow laydown, it didn't seem to work quite well due to the thinness. And I tried using it perpendicularly for the crease, and it was also too thin for that. I also tried it for underbrow highlight, which I think it was okay. Like, it applied in a targeted area, but I'm not a fan of how it mostly the tips right here pick up the product. I like it most as an eyebrow brush with powder. Yeah, I definitely like it the most as an eyebrow brush. And the last brush I have is the B144. This is made out of tamage, otherwise known as cat hair. The only brush in the two sets you cannot purchase outside of Japan, or in the US actually. Like, you can purchase this in China and elsewhere, but you just can't purchase this in the US due to regulations. It's unbelievably soft and smooth. Like, it is so soft. It doesn't hurt my sensitive eyes at all, and it works excellently for powder liner and under eye lining. Like, here's the side. Yeah, and I'm finally done. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye.